So when you walk into your play therapy room, what does it feel like? What's the energy like? Does it feel chaotic? Does it feel stressful? Does it feel clean and neat and organized? Does it feel like any age group of a child can come in here, or does it feel like it's just for the little tiny ones? So this tower right here used to be Rapunzel's castle, and it was in very the colors that you would think of that a little girl would play with. We didn't want 8-year-old boys to feel like they couldn't play with it. So it's spray painted, nondescript. This castle was very preschool looking colors, yellows and reds, and we didn't want the big kids again to feel like they couldn't play with it because it was for babies. So some of our other things came in just with really beautiful colors, neutral colors. So be thinking about the energy of the toys that you have, and just the aesthetic of the toys that you have, making sure that it feels like anyone can play there. And having a lot of organization is key. So you're gonna see in our playroom, we go up. This is a super tiny playroom. It's the tiniest playroom I've ever had. We go up. So who can reach that up there? Nobody. There's nobody can reach that up there. But we're always with a kid. It's not a play date. You're really on top of your kids when you're playing in the playroom together. So it's super easy for them to just say, hey, can you get that for me? And it also teaches a lot of that, like relying on each other and teamwork on each other. You know, if the kids are like, I want some pom-poms, I'll say, I'm so glad you're telling me what you need, right? It's a way to communicate that and build that up in them. Or what's gonna work? Teamwork, right? Teaching them that teamwork helps. So going up not only helps you create a space in the room that feels like a normal room where there's not a whole bunch of visual holes, but it also helps you work together. So these baskets, now this isn't the right way to do it, it just works for us. You can tell there's going to be costumes in there. You can tell there's going to be stuffed animals in there. So for the non-readers, we keep our toys in baskets that everybody can tell what they are. And again, we can just help grab them. This is really, really important to find ways in your playroom where a child doesn't have to get overstimulated. If the toys are everywhere, it's really, really easy for them to get overstimulated. And again, your toys need to be organized so that you know exactly where they are. I'm gonna move over to some of these shelves over here. So again, this isn't the right way to do it, just works for us. So if a kid needs miniatures and it's food related, we know exactly where the food is. If they need kind of transportation somehow, we know exactly where all the little tiny transportations are. If the kid is like, hey, do you have a fire hydrant? Well, I know exactly where the fire guys go, and I don't have a fire hydrant. But you could say, like, I don't know what you're trying to do, but could anything like this help? Knowing exactly where they are, keeping it super, super organized. I used to have a shelf that had just went all the way across, kind of like a bookshelf, but then you would touch one thing and they would all kind of topple down. So being able to find your way of keeping things organized, kids don't wonder where the crabs are, or because these are acrylic. I get them at like Home Goods, super cheap. It's a nice way, again, to go up in your shelving unit, but to keep it super, super organized so that it's super easy to find exactly what you're looking for. Now, if you've taken child-centered training already, then you know it's important to have different kinds of miniatures, right? So having some docile animals, having some predator animals, having angry animals, having just mythical creatures, everything is just to be able to prime the imagination, but also to keep it organized so that it's easy for kids to know if they're trying to accomplish something, where to find it. This is an example of another one of our therapeutic playrooms that honestly feels a little bit too big. So you can have a room that feels a little bit too small and a room that feels a little bit too big, and to me it feels almost the same. But finding a way to work with the space and keep it neat and organized. We see a lot of tiny kiddos. So inside that ottoman is our sand tray because the kids are on the floor. That's not the right way to do it. We just have found that it really, really, really works. So there are some therapists who might say, yeah, but that doesn't meet the exact dimensions that I was taught for a sand tray. I don't think that's how kids work. They work out their problems on the playground. They work it out in the backyard with their friends, in the neighborhood. It works. So look how neat and organized these shelves are. I just want you to see that. For the most part, I mean, you know, you might have an animal down or something that's fallen over, but for the most part, every child gets the same experience. It's neat, it's clean and tidy, and it's well organized because it's your surgery. Again, when a child needs something, they need it in the moment. They don't need you to hunt through all the baskets to find it. It's got to be well organized. Here's an example of a completely different feel of a room. This one is for, you guessed it, the older kids and the adults. So we still have sand tray, we still have miniatures, but they're different. They are just way different than the ones for our little kids. These are way more symbolic. It's not the right way to do it. It's just something that we thought was important to include in our center. So this room has a completely different energy to it, a completely different feel, and on purpose. Because we wanted the big kids and the teenagers to feel like they're supposed to be able to do this kind of work. In here, other adults and other teenagers must do this kind of work because look at the room. It doesn't feel like it's for little ones. Then lastly, do you have things that can provoke emotion straight out of the gate if they need to, so that you can handle it in the moment? Do you have those things that you can help provoke fear if need be, or anger and aggression if need be? Do you have them readily available so that the child knows that they are invited to go there and that you're with them and they'll be safe? So hopefully that helps give you some ideas of how to organize your space. But remember, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Pick what's important to you that you feel like you need to spend a lot of money on. For me, it's finding just the right miniatures. But for the majority of the toys, I buy them on Facebook Marketplace. I live in a place where Facebook Marketplace offers a lot. I will go to stores off season, like right before school starts. You can get Crayola brand at different craft stores at like half off. Stock up if you can. You can go to a Halloween store or a craft store right around Halloween before everything runs out and they start throwing it on half off or 75% off. Different holidays like Easter, Christmas, you can buy just different things. Those are really good tips. Home Goods has really great options for things. TJ Maxx has good option. Even you can find some toys there sometimes. So finding really good bargains, eBay, you can find really good bargains if you let yourself do it. So if I know I'm about to open up a room or expand something, it might take me 6 months to collect things. or I could do it faster if I need to. But to me, it's nice when you know some of the tips so that you can save your money for some of the items that you just can't buy somewhere, but you need to buy specialty. So I hope all of this helps you thinking about the importance of your playroom, but also how to be kind of thrifty with it.